June 2010. South Africa. The entire world hates one ball. The Brazilians say it's uncontrollable. The Italians say it flies like a drunk. Goalkeepers across the planet stare at it in horror because nobody knows where it will go next. NASA, literally NASA, conducts official aerodynamic studies on it. The Jabulani, 8 panels, special aerodynamic grooves, and a flight path no goalkeeper can predict. And in the middle of all that chaos, one man, one striker who hits this ball as if he designed it himself. One player who at a tournament where Messi, Ronaldo, Villa and Robben are all shining, takes home the award for the best player of the World Cup. His name is Diego Forlán, and his story is not a story of talent. It's a story of a man who turned discipline into a superpower. Diego Forlán was born into a family where football is a surname. His father Pablo played for Uruguay at 2 World Cups in 1966 and 1974. But young Diego chose a tennis racket, and he was genuinely good. Experts talked of a career in the world's top 10. Everything changed in one night. In September 1991, his older sister Alejandra was in a terrible car accident. Her partner was killed. She was left paralyzed. 12-year-old Diego came to her hospital room and made a promise. He would become a football star. He would earn enough for her to have the best doctors in the world. The racket went into the cupboard. The work began. Forlán moved to Argentina, to Independiente. While teammates headed home, he stayed on the pitch until dark. He identified his weak side, the left foot, and methodically turned it into a weapon. Hundreds of strikes every day, both feet, again and again. Over 4 seasons in Argentina, he scored 37 goals in 80 matches. In early 2002, Sir Alex Ferguson stepped in, and Diego found himself at Manchester United. What followed could have ended any striker's career. 27 matches without a goal. 8 months of silence. The press gave him a nickname, Diego Forlán. But Forlán didn't complain. He stayed after training at Carrington and kept striking at goal until the staff turned out the lights. Then came a brace at Anfield in 3 minutes and an entire away end singing "He came from Uruguay, he made the Scousers cry." Just 17 goals in 98 appearances for United. Not much, but Ferguson later admitted he let go of an excellent player who simply needed space. At Villarreal, Forlán found that space. 25 goals in his very first season, the European Golden Shoe, shared with Thierry Henry. Then Atletico Madrid, Sergio Aguero as his partner, and the 2008 to 2009 season. 32 goals in 33 matches, a second Golden Shoe. He became the first player since Ronaldo Nazario to score more than 30 league goals in a single season in Spain. In May 2010, the Europa League final against Fulham. A Forlán brace, Atletico's 2-1 victory in extra time, the club's first European trophy in 48 years, and 3 months later, South Africa. 3 months before the World Cup kicked off, Diego Forlán asked Adidas to send him several boxes of Jabulani balls in Madrid. While other stars had barely seen the ball in person, Forlán was already studying it every day after Atletico training. He understood how the Jabulani behaved in the air. Because of its 8 panels and smooth surface, at certain speeds, the ball would unpredictably change direction, an effect NASA described as the knuckleball. Goalkeepers were terrified. Strikers didn't know where it would go. Forlán understood, and he had tamed it before he ever set foot on African soil. Uruguay were not favorites at the World Cup. Spain had Villa and Iniesta. Argentina had Messi. Portugal had Ronaldo. Germany had Müller. The Netherlands had Robben and Sneijder. And then there was Forlán. 5 goals. Almost every one of them beyond logic. A brace against the host nation South Africa. A free kick against Ghana in the quarter-final. The ball simply bending around the wall and into the corner. A stunning strike against the Netherlands in the semi-final. And that volley against Germany in the third-place playoff. A ball that hung in the air and buried itself in the top corner as if guided there by hand. Uruguay finished 4th. But when the tournament ended, the best player was not Villa, who also scored 5 goals. Not Sneijder, who reached the final. Not Robben. The best player of the 2010 World Cup was Diego Forlán, the first Uruguayan in history to receive that award. The whole world cursed the Jabulani. Forlán commanded it. Then came Inter Milan, Brazil, Japan, Peñarol. In 2019, he retired. The promise made by a 12-year-old boy in a hospital room, he kept it. His sister Alejandra created a foundation to help road accident victims. Diego became its main sponsor and used his fame to push for changes in road safety legislation in Uruguay. Diego Forlán was not the fastest, not the most technically gifted. At that World Cup, he played through injury. But he was the only one who had prepared for a ball nobody else could predict. That is his story. Football is more than goals and trophies. It's stories and the people behind them. If that's what you're here for, subscribe. There are plenty more stories where this came from.